Let's chat about the Aqua Boracay swim show that just happened featuring the Miss Universe Philippines 2025 contestants. I'm Dani, thanks for joining me today. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and sharing the channel with your friends. I really appreciate all that support. First, I want to say a lot of the swimsuits that the ladies were wearing were just so complimentary to them, so I'm linking some very similar ones in the description if you're looking for something like this. My first impression is wow to the fiery opening. I just have to tell Aqua, I want to visit your resort because of Miss Universe Philippines. Please understand, I want to go there and experience all of this. This is such a beautiful and fun venue and show. They do an excellent job producing this. I also really like that they had a performer here and that he was kind of performing in and out of the contestants. So we'd see contestants and him, and I thought the balance of that was really beautiful. And also just the setup of this, I'm such a fan. The other thing I noticed about this show is that the ladies were dancing in the back and it was super fun, and this reminded me so much of Sports Illustrated's show last Miami Swimsuit Fashion Week. So you guys can check that out. They're similar in a lot of ways, but it looked great. Let's talk about my overall favorites as well. I'm going to share them in no particular order, and what's so exciting about this part to me is that I feel like this is a really good indicator of how the contestants are going to be performing during the preliminary swimsuit competition. Manila and the Confidence. First, I love the way that she actually featured the sponsor when she raised her arms and showed the label on that cape or that wrap. I thought that was a really great strategy. The performance itself, overall great. She did worry me a little bit though. She did pass the mark on the runway and I thought, oh no, she's too far away from it. She passed it very quickly and then she went right back to it and hit her pose. So I was like, I don't know if it was planned, but it did work for you. It did work very, very well. She was very confident, and so confidence, a lot of the times it's going to overshadow if there's something in your routine doesn't go absolutely perfect or your way. Even if she didn't plan to do that and exceed the runway and come right back, it still looked great because she was just owning it. Behol, nice walk, really nice hip movement specifically. And also I would say that at the end of the runway, I thought that the poses were great, but I saw a little bit of tension in these neck muscles here. So in that case, whenever that happens, ladies, like, you know your routine, you know what you're planning to do on stage, just lean into that and then relax a little bit more. Allow your muscles to relax, and it's going to make all the difference, and it'll make you look even more confident. Laguna, hair down. I feel like we usually see her with hair up, or at least we have for these challenges, and I am really loving this hair down look for her. Wow. Very, very pretty. Great job at the end of the runway with the facials and the poses. That was solid for me. And my goodness, does she have height? How tall is she? She looks at least 5'10". I don't know what that is in centimeters. I'm not sure, but I think this performance would have been even better if we had gotten that final bit of eye contact from her after she left. It's all it needed. Tarlock honestly has one of the most beautiful faces in this competition, if you haven't already noticed, okay? Good job at the end of the runway too with this pose. I can't figure out who she reminds me of, but it is someone. And also she's got height. She's got height. Look out. If it doesn't work out this year, another one, please return. Nueva Ecija, legs for days. Beautiful on stage. One thing I want to see from her though moving forward is no bounce in the walk. I do feel like that is projecting a little bit young, and I much prefer a more powerful, straightforward walk when it comes to these types of competitions. So not a lot of notes here, but I also think that this ponytail style on her, we've seen her hair so many different ways, but this is great. So I hope she uses this somewhere again. Caloocan, nice walk here. Now, my version that I was watching had a little glitch. I don't know if yours did as well, but regardless of the glitch, I still like this performance. I still felt like it was going very well for her. I think she did an excellent job with her poses and her transitions. I feel like all of her practice is paying off. Negros Occidental is one of the contestants that I'm just loving more and more lately with all of her performances and consistency. So she gave us a really clean double pivot turn in the middle of the runway. Yes. Beautiful. We had some really great poses and transitions at the end of the runway, and then she left us with eye contact, which is what I was wanting from a lot more contestants, but she delivered that, and that's why she's in these episodes. She's doing a great job. Camarines Sir. She is very, very pretty. This is a great performance for her, really solid, but she had a little extra moment that I want to draw attention to that I really love. I loved her last over the shoulder look. It was just like a, Okay, love that. And I thought it's really nice too that she did this right before she left to leave a really positive, lasting overall impression. Well done. San Fernando is really hitting her poses and she's got some nice moments. I think my only critique is just relax a little bit. You're doing a great job. I honestly feel like there's a lot of contestants out there, and maybe I'm talking to you, that are blocking their own blessings because they're letting their nerves get the best of them because they just don't recognize, I'm doing a great job. A great job. And so I think she needs to see she's doing a great job. Davao, oh my goodness, nice spin turn in the middle. Boy, is she consistent. Watch out. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see her in a top 5 with her consistency, her performances. I will, however, say though, I do prefer her in a middle part more so than I prefer her in the side part. And I don't always have a preference for that, but there's something about that middle part for her that I just love with the waved hair. Just my favorite look. I also was really impressed that she was so smiley but authentic, because in the other challenges we saw her give more serious facial expressions, which worked for her, but the smile works well too. She can do both, and that is a very rare quality in a contestant. So I was very impressed by this. Ozami City, strong walk. Always, I can always count on her for that walk and for that gaze, that piercing gaze that she brings us that really nobody else has. That is unique to her. She is one of the contestants that would easily get a great score from me if I were judging. Gosh, and there's a few of them. I think that for me, she would pass easily into a semi-final for finals. I think she's gonna need a little bit more to stand out though to be bumped into the 5. Basig, keep this performance up for prelims, because wow, I did notice that she actually pulled back her pace very subtly in comparison to the other contestants. She took her time, but she wasn't dragging things out on stage. She was nailing all of her poses, all of her transitions, everything, and giving us facials. Keep this up. Cebu City brought us a unique pose at the end of the runway, and I love that. Honestly, you don't have to do that much because there's only so many poses and turns and things we can really do on the runway. And what makes a contestant is unique is the combination that she chooses to use, and that she's using a combo that works the best for her body. But whenever we can bring in something a little bit different, I'm not gonna say no to it. So she did a really great job with her unique pose. I personally like her. I do feel like the wind in the hair made it a little tough for her as well, but it's something pretty much everybody was battling. Guipo Zamboanga, I was very impressed by this entire performance. I thought that she did an incredible job here. She had a great walk. She had wonderful poses, especially at the end of the runway. Now, I do wish she would have had a little bit more eye contact with the camera at the end. That's gonna be a nitpicky comment for me, but it's something to always aim for. What I love about Benguet is that she always looks like her images. She is stunning. You could just take her from her image and plop her on the runway. She looks exactly the same to me. She was really beautiful. I enjoyed this performance, but I will say that for her, the hair was kind of getting in the way, and we did see this for a few contestants, unfortunately. Not really their fault, but it's something to always be practicing and be aware of, ladies. Whenever you can, kind of practice in the wind if possible, so you could figure out, well, what am I gonna do if that happens when I'm performing? San Jose. So I appreciate that she's fighting back those glitz shoulders, a very shoulder heavy walk. I understand that she is from Canada, or at least has competed in Canada a few times. And I will say in the US and Canada, we're always kind of fighting those glitz arm walks. I'm not exactly sure why, but gosh, I think that her body, she's so well proportioned, okay? The walk is there, the facial beauty is there. Keep fighting those shoulders, keep relaxing. And I also think like there's room for her to just have a little bit more fun on stage. She's nailing everything, and once you're there, you know your routines, you know your angles. Now it's time to have a good time. Iloilo City, to me, is kind of like a dark horse because I feel like she gives me veteran vibes. She's never overshooting anything, but she still has confidence, and I like it. I like her. Bulacan, I have to put her in this one. So I believe she was in my last ramp challenge episode. I think so. Either way, I did really like her in that as well. But I am loving this new hair and makeup look on her. I have not seen this glammed look before. I think she needs this for prelims. This was fantastic. This is a good overall performance. My one critique would just be that sometimes the eye movements or the head movements were a little bit sporadic. So I would just smooth those out a little bit on the runway. Butuan, really beautiful. She had some great poses here. One adjustment I would make is just to slow down the facial transitions. I like that she had them. I thought she has a great smile and then a great serious face, but just like slowing the transition between them is gonna smooth things out. Ifugao, wow. Okay, that opening spin turn, and she reminded me of how difficult these capes look to use. They're a little bit long and they're a little bit weighted. They don't flow. That doesn't make things very easy for you. And it looks like they're all the same length, so it doesn't matter what your height is. You gotta just make it work, and she did. Her poses were great. She was just hitting them so nice, like snappy, but in a really nice way. And you could really feel her confidence with this. Like, she practiced and now she's delivering. Sultan Kurarat. So I feel like Chelsea has been playing it safe this entire time, and I feel like she's just barely starting to rev things up in the competition. This performance for me, I loved it. I would have been scoring this around that top 5 type of score for her. I think that she is solid. I think that she's so stunning, and I just think she knows what she's doing and has the experience. So look out. I would not be shocked to see her in a 5. Baguio City, this is another solid performance for me out of all of the ladies. Really nice center spin turn. It was so well executed, and honestly, the ladies did so well on their turn transitions and their transitions in general. Overall, as a group, I didn't really see too many contestants falling out of their spin turns. So great job, ladies. But let me get back to Baguio City. I think that she is so, so beautiful. And I also really like that she took advantage of a final look right before the end. Gig showed up in a waved ponytail, and you know what? I like the strategy. Everybody's gonna do that sleek straight. You come in with something different, girl, yes. Now, her performance did glitch on my computer, a little bummed about that, but she is gorgeous. Y'all know that I'm a big fan of her. Even when she was second runner-up last time, I've loved her. I feel like she's been really, really consistent in the challenges. I do think that she needs to hold her poses a little bit more, but this wasn't technically prelims, so she has time to do that, but that's gotta happen for prelims. Ilion City is somebody that I like more and more every single time I see her. I actually saw another clip of her this week online. I don't know what it was from, but she was walking and I was like, yes, yes. And loved her here. I think that this was a very consistent performance for her. She looked gorgeous. I like her little hair flip. So my only note is just keep doing what you're doing. Los Baños. I like the walk. I like the poses and the look at the end of the runway. She also did a little wrap drop, which is something you can do if you have a cape like this. It works. It was a little bit different than everybody else, and that I appreciate. Malay Aklan, great walk all the time. She's been one of my favorites. I feel like she really excels in the photo shoot challenges. Here we saw a serious face. We saw facial transitions, and then she smiled a bit more at the end of her performance when she was back in the center, and I would encourage her to smile even more. Yes, a serious face is beautiful, but there's something about her smile that I'm thinking for swim, we need to take more advantage of that. Angeles City, yes, really, really great walk. I loved her performance for the ramp challenge that we also recently saw, and she's very consistent here for me. She did so well. She's got the facials going paired with the walk, which I think is amazing. Also really, really nice angles, especially with the camera. Not every contestant got great camera angles, not really their fault, but some contestants ended up getting really great camera shots, and so I just thought that this was a really solid performance. Great spin turn. It's a yes for me. Occidental Mindoro. My only critique for her is I wish that she didn't flip her hair as much and move it around. I thought that that was a little bit distracting, but everything else was fantastic. Oh my goodness. A nice opening combo, and she also did a fantastic job maneuvering with that cape, which is not easy to do. It was not getting caught up on her feet. It wasn't distracting. Great job. Naga City. Really good job here. Nice over the shoulder look at the end. I do wish the camera would have given her a bit more time, but that wasn't her fault. She still did a good job. Oriental Mindoro. Oh gosh, this is such a difficult year for walks. It is every year, but I feel like I got a lot of them in this episode. I didn't even count, but she is confident. Let me tell you, confident, relaxed. She's giving face. She's giving consistent. She's just so great, and she's really beautiful, just like her images too. I love that. She looks like her images. Pampanga, beautiful opening. I would straighten the knees a little bit for the walk. I think that is going to improve it. She also had a really great little over the shoulder look moment. I'm a big fan. Ladies, you can use all your angles, and this is proof. Quirino, great walk. Really nice hair and makeup on her. I thought it made her eyes really stand out. Loved that. She did a good job. I do think she just needed a little bit more time. So lesson to everybody, ladies, don't rush yourself. Shergow, she is slick with that cape. Okay, she is giving us a great little smile in the center of that runway, and honestly just really good job. Even her exiting look, the final face that we saw, left a great impression. To Giga. Wow. Wow, nice spin turn. Another incredible performance that honestly blew me away. With the precision, what did I say? I want Chelsea level precision. I said that in my ramp episode, the last one, when they did their runway challenge. Yep. And you're bringing it. You're bringing it, and I'm pleased. She should have taken a little bit more time at the end of the runway, but honestly, that's a really small critique for how great this performance was and how impressed I was by her. And she made me laugh out loud because as soon as she finished her last look that she nailed, she started dancing. She started dancing. She started dancing. She danced. And I was like, as you should, because you nailed that. You nailed that performance. Tacloban is my biggest surprise of the night. Wow. I like her cape flip entrance. I think she nailed it. I think that she's gorgeous and glowing. I think that she was hitting all of her poses and her looks and her facials. This is one of my top favorites. Honestly, this is a tough group, especially when we got to the O's and the S's and the T's in the alphabet. It was like kind of back to back. Really difficult. Sinaloa and Laguna. This for me was a top 5 performance. Now, ladies, pay attention. There was a little wobble in the beginning. Let me just say that happens, ladies, and it's okay. She kept it going. After that, she got better and better, and it's like the face, also her eyebrows. The eyebrows are really great. I don't know how much she can help that, but they look fantastic. And then she did a really awesome job at the center of the runway too. For me, I would have put this performance in a top 5. Kazan Province. This right here, let's start with the hair and makeup. First of all, my favorite that I've seen on her at any time. I'm talking from last year to Cosmo to this. This is my favorite look on her. Okay, she's got some legs for days, and this performance was in that sweet spot where she's nailing everything. There was just some great moments. When she got to the end of the runway, the timing of her smile, the spin turn and smile was a very nice combo. And so for me, this performance and Muntinlupa are toe-to-toe. I loved it. She was giving the confidence of a queen. She's getting better and better. And it's kind of crazy to think, wow, you could do that at this point. Yeah, you can. She's proof. Muntinlupa, my girl. Okay. I love this. I love her little subtle body roll. It was different than everybody else's, but here is what makes her different for me from everybody else. This is why this performance is easily in my top 5, but it could be in my top 2. I don't necessarily have a clear winner for this competition because there's a couple that I actually really like. What makes a difference with me for her is she can do things that are extremely technical when it comes to turns and poses. She's not falling, she's not wobbling out of them. She also includes her facial transitions, hair flips. We literally get everything from her, but the difference, she makes it look like it's so easy. Like, I feel like if she were trying to teach what she does to other people, that she would be like, oh, you just do it like this, see? And it's like that. And it's not like that. It's not like that. It's not actually that easy. So don't be fooled by that. But that's really what makes her stand out to me for all of her onstage competitions, and I love it. Friends, those are my thoughts on this challenge, but let me know what yours are. And remember, let's keep it kind in the comments and be encouraging of all of our contestants and show all of our support. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.